From New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show.
How you doing? The kids have come to play today. You won't believe what I'm about to tell you. With all due respect, have several seats. My girls are always turned out. I give it to you straight, no chaser.
Now, here's Wendy.
Thank you for watching. Here we go again. Say hello to my co-host, my studio audience. I'm doing okay today. I'm glad we're together. Let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. Thank you all for being here. So we've got a really terrific show today. Titus Burgess is here from one of the shows that people are loving, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. I'm really excited to meet him. You know, his character watches our show every day. Have you ever seen the show? Yeah. Okay, good, all right. Anyway, okay, look, okay. There's more drama with Kelly and Michael. Okay, remember, the executives planned for him to be there until, at the Kelly Michael show until September, when then he starts his new job at Good Morning America. Well, I knew this wasn't gonna last. Because I just figure, all right, so every other day, one of them is going to take off or whatever, or, you know, like, you can't sit with somebody that you don't like for 3 months on live TV and play like it's all good. It's impossible. So, after just one day, because you know they were back together yesterday, the plans have changed. Michael is leaving on Friday, May 13th. Now, if I were Michael, I would try to thug it out until Monday, the 16th. Because let me tell you something about Friday the 13th. Nothing good happens then. Like Friday, I don't know about you, like I'm not real suspicious. I do put my bag on the floor. I don't think my money's gonna fly out. If you give me shoes, I'm going to accept them. Doesn't mean I'm gonna walk out of your life. You know what I mean? Like you know, step on a crack, break your mama's back. The only two, I don't throw condiments over my shoulder, you know, seasonings over my shoulder when something happens. The only two things that I'm superstitious about are splitting poles. You know, when you're walking, like don't walk on the other side of something taller than you, like a pole, you know? Splitting poles and Friday the 13th. On Friday the 13th, I already told you I do a 3-day weekend, which is perfect for me. Because when the 13th hits, I sit in the house like this. I don't do anything out of the ordinary. I don't want to drive. I don't want to open the door just in case it's the killer. I just sit and wait for midnight for the day to be over. So, anyway. This is unfortunately something that should not be played out on TV. I mean, it's good for me and the Hot Topics Bureau and for those of you who want to know the inside workings of people that you really do like, because they are a lovable couple. You know, so it's horrible to hear they don't like each other. It's horrible that she took even one day off. You know, it's not making Bambi look good. You know, well, she's like Bambi. But it's nice to know that Bambi can be a bitch too, right? Yes. And you know, Michael's really likable and stuff, but this 2-week thing is very antiquated. Do you give 2 weeks notice when you quit your job? I think 2 weeks notice is very, very corny these days. Because let me tell you something. That gives the person who's quitting a chance to steal Post-its and staplers. You know what I mean? You know, urinate in the coffee pot. When you are finished with a job in the 2 weeks notice, also, you don't work as hard. Like all of a sudden, a 45-minute lunch becomes an hour and 45 minutes. You arrive when you want to, not when you have to. You know, it's just unproductive. Like, I feel like this next 2 weeks on this show is going to be the best viewing ever. I think that Michael should just either leave now but not this 2 weeks. I mean, it's gonna be awkward for them. I'm glad I don't have to share a stage with anybody. I can't. I gave 2 weeks notice only one time in my life, and guess what I got out of it? What? Go now, you're fired. I'm like, what? Okay, I'm not gonna call the parties out, but I will tell you this, it was Radio Wendy, and I had landed this fantastic job here in New York. And I gave 2 weeks notice, like I was 21 years old, so I was bright-eyed, bushy-tailed. I'm like, guess what? I landed a job at, this new radio station. I'm gonna be big. Oh, maybe, thank you so much for helping me along the way. And she was like, and the job that I got was a huge pay increase and just huge status and whatnot. But ironically, I cried like a baby when she said get out, because I'm just like, oh my gosh. A hater. Anyway, never you mind. When your super fans do horrible things, is it your position to stop them on social media? Yes. I think only when it has to do with handicapped people or children. Yes. You know, Beyoncé is getting blamed for not controlling her Beyhive. Well, her fans attacked Rita Ora. They've attacked Rachel Ray here in the building, and even Rachel Roy. But with Rachel Roy, they're now attacking her 2 daughters. And the oldest is only 16, and then there's the youngest right there. Like, to me, the kids are kind of off limits. And they were calling Rachel all kind of names. Now, I don't know what the history is between Rachel and Jay-Z. But I will say this. I had no idea that people would stoop so low to attack their children. You know, Ava is the 16-year-old. They attacked her on Instagram, and they wrote things like, your mom is a whore. Yes. Yeah, your mom is a whore. You're a thought like your mama. Isn't that terrible? Yes. Cute girl, though, right? Yes. I don't know. Between the mom being accused of things and the dad going on that couple show, Wild and Out, yeah. Who is minding the farm? Like, who? Poor girl. She already has enough going on with her parents without you all attacking her. And Beyoncé, I do feel that at this particular point, you do need to say something to the Beyhive. And so I know you're not a really good talker, so I'm gonna... So I'm going to offer you a little bit of assistance, dear. Okay. You say something to the Beyhives like, look, you guys, since becoming a mother myself and understanding even more the world of bullying and how it really does hurt, not just adults, forget adults, we can deal with it. it hurts kids. It's just not right. Like, you can say what you want to the adults, but just, you guys, please stop buzzing at the kids. I don't know. The Beyhive, though, is really dangerous. Like, the second you tell them what to do, they will not be at her concert tonight in Tampa. Because, you know, she's going on world tour. I don't have a hive, but I have my Wendy watchers. Listen. But I'm frightened of you. Like, when you get really nasty, like, I'm not telling my hive what to do.
Right.
Kid Schmidt, I'm not saying a word. But Beyoncé, you go ahead and tangle with that Beyhive. And we'll be watching what happens. I am rooting for the relationship, the marriage with Brian Austin Green and Megan Fox. I'm rooting for them. And I'll tell you why. You know, first of all, I really like him. Don't know him, but I really like him. I like her with him. She seems to have changed, or he seems to have changed her to a better woman than the reputation used to be. If you know what I'm saying. And I think you do. No, everybody goes through their time, but you know, they're good together and they already have a child together, but now, two kids together, but now she's pregnant with the third, which is the oops baby, by him. And so he got all romantic and took her, Megan, on vacation in Hawaii, the same exact place where they got married 6 years ago. And he looked so happy, and she looked so happy. How does he stay in such good shape? I thought he couldn't stand up, much less lift weights. He's got the vertigo. Anyway, I have another, can we show that other picture of them too on the beach? Right? Like, they really do look like they could make this work. Brian reportedly is hoping that he can make Megan call off the divorce. And I root for love. I love that, you know. Like, you know, he's the one being vulnerable. Look how he's looking at her and taking her hand and leading the way a man should, you know. And she looks happy and pregnant. And they're at the, anyway, I wish you two well. Make it work, please make it work. The death of Prince is exposing some really surprising secrets about his life. Prince, I'm so disappointed. Okay. Even though friends say that Prince was always clean, he's got two deceased half siblings, and their lawyer is now claiming that Prince abused cocaine and Percocet. Quite frankly, I don't believe it. I mean, not the cocaine part. Nope, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I mean, even though his eyeballs are glassy and red, but he might have had a late night. Now, Percocet, I can kind of believe. And here's why. Because, you know, he broke his hip, which normally doesn't happen until you're like 155. See, that's why you guys wonder why I teeter, because I'm not trying to break anything, all right? Like I'm still a young girl. I mean, you know, I fell and broke my tail, or hit it the other day. Ooh, it's still tailish. But I just feel like the Percocet, when you know, some people don't know how to mind their meds, and so maybe he did. But then there are other people who are just quirky and not on drugs. And being the ex-offender that I am, but I'm quirky and kooky and stuff, I have I don't like it when people accuse people of being high. Because some people are just cuckoo. And I don't know who this lawyer is, just somebody calling the cops to get up in the mix. But nobody believes you with the cocaine. Now, the Percocet, maybe like I said, but here's the disappointing part. I'm not disappointed at the drug thing, because I don't believe that part. But here's the disappointing part. Why didn't you have a will? You know, I mean, Prince, you were so rich and so powerful and so famous. And even though you don't have any children, although it's always said that Mai Tai, his first wife, had a son who passed away like a week after being in the hospital. Prince is a Jehovah's Witness. The water gets murky as to whether or not he could have been given medicine. But the witnesses, you all don't take like modern medicine or something like that. You just want everything to just heal. So I understand that. Anyway, Prince's sister, Tyka, his whole sister, not a half sister, Tyka, she's filed legal papers officially saying that Prince had no will. And she's asking to be in charge of his estate. And she does plan on splitting his fortune with the 5 half-siblings. You know, I mean, even if his will just said one sentence, if I die before Tyka, make sure that she's in charge of everything. Something. You know, because I'm hoping that the other siblings aren't going to complain. She looks trustworthy, doesn't she? Yes. She doesn't look like she spends a lot of money on stuff. You know what I mean? So Tyka, I hope that you do the right thing by this, because I trust that you will. And this is a cautionary tale again. Everybody needs a will. Everybody. By the way, happy Assistance Day to all the assistants. Yeah. We couldn't do it if you weren't assisting, so thank you. Jackie. Okay, so Zac Efron, everybody, had an embarrassing moment on the set of Baywatch that might have been contrived, I'm not exactly sure, but he is running with his castmates. You know, the Baywatch run on the beach. Okay, boom. All right, so there's Zac. And then, all of a sudden, he lost his balance on the sand. And he's about to fall even harder. Take a look. Right? Who falls on their head? But maybe he did it on purpose, you know. I don't know. That's dangerous, though. He could crack his skull or hurt his spine. Anyway, Zac, dear, when people fall and we catch them, we induct them into our fall of shame. So congratulations, you are now a member. That's not funny, but yes it is. Okay, so there's a new couple alert. Our friend Chloe Grace Moretz and the oldest boy, Brooklyn Beckham, the Beckham's boy. Well, I think it's cute. You know, they made it official by posting photos on Instagram. I know. Now, Chloe is a little older than him, though. The boy just turned 17, which technically means that they won't be able to have sex until he's 18, right? Right. Well, he just turned 17 and she just turned 19. And so we looked up their star signs. They're both Pisces. which means that they're sensitive and emotional. I couldn't be with somebody who's my same star sign. Because you know too much about me before I even open my mouth. And especially if you're like a mushy star sign, like, you know, I don't know too much about other star signs, but I know as a Cancer, we cry and we are very emotional. All that crying has got to go. There's only one person over here crying, and that's me. Yeah. It's cute though, you know, when Chloe was here the last time, you know, I was asking her about her love life and she said that she's still trying to figure it out. She doesn't really have a type, you know, but she does like black guys. Yeah, she's down with the swirl. She likes, yeah. She likes black guys and white guys, and she's got a really cool infrastructure in her house. You know, her mom and her brothers, they're just very, very close. So she'll be okay. Good one, Chloe. Yeah. Okay. Say, listen. Things are really heating up here at Wendy's, so be sure you're watching our show every day because we're giving away trips to Mexico during Wendy's Vacation Street Fit. Starting tomorrow, we'll be calling Lucky Wendy watchers live on the air, and if you correctly answer a question about our show, you could win a fabulous trip to Mexico, okay? Just log on to my Facebook page to enter, and we might be calling you.